Make sure the trolls get kicked out. All right, everyone, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru, and I have a special guest on with us this evening. Well, it's afternoon where you're at, and
Yeah.
can I tell people your location or no?
Yeah, you can tell me my
In
location.
Alaska. In Alaska, it
In
is. It is
Alaska.
time. So, everybody, welcome Belle Thanos.
That's what's up. I'm here. No, y'all want to hear?
Yes, to the chats or to the live stream. And tonight's topic is the importance of the Black woman in nation building. Now, you have a lot of, I mean, you can't discuss whether it's the Black community, nation building. You can't discuss changing the conditions or building a community or a nation without the Black woman. But you got a lot of people who think you can do it the MGTOW way. Are you familiar with this MGTOW movement, Belle Thanos?
I heard of it, and it sounds like a precursor for homosexuality. So I'm not sure.
So you got, men who think you could build a nation going the MGTOW way. You got a lot of Black men who think you can build a nation chasing white women. So
a lot of stuff going on. A lot of
right. Chasing non-Black women. You're gonna build a Black community with non-Black women, and vice versa. Yeah, Black women, melanin popping, melanin on fleek, Black girl magic, who think that they're gonna build a Black community or change the Black community with non-Black men.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're the only people that think that way on the planet. So
yeah. It's quite changing.
So we have to set the record straight on this. So I've been pounding it hard, but it's nice to have a sister on here to really go in. So Belle, go ahead and take it away.
I am honored to be here, Dynast. And first, I'm going to say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your channel, for real. First, peace and what's up to everybody in the chat. Oh my God, Admiral, I got a bone to pick with you. You've been going at
Admiral, you trolling already? We just got started.
I'm coming for you, my brother Kofi. Kofi, are you in Canarsie? Gotta find that out. Ifasa, Dandada. Oh my God, all my family's up in there, so that's what's up. So going back to your statement about the Black women in nation building, yes, I wanted to say I would not be here if it wasn't for you. I was actually looking to travel to Africa, and of course, channels led to your YouTube channel, and then of course I hear Kala on there, I hear Holeup, and what they were saying just made sense. It just clicked. We need a nation state of our own, and I'm like, this is what I'm about. Like, I'm historically a winner. I always win in everything I do. So I'm like this. I want to win in this too. Like I want to do this. So yeah, definitely connected, hooked up with the BAIO, signed up. Oh, BAIO logos. Oh, Denson. Oh my God, I want to cry. I see all my family in the chat. I love them.
I know.
But yes, the love is real. So yeah, and it was just like, okay. This is what it is, and since then, and this is going back to what, May of this year, and then I was like, this makes sense, and thankfully, the BAIO is so open arms to the women. Some of these,
we need to really unpackage that compared to, I don't know, any other groups that you were a part of. As far as
I wasn't in any of them, so I didn't know. I had no idea it was this level of craziness going on. Until I actually started watching your channel, and then I'm seeing this Black hair, the weave versus natural hair, and how much men are getting into that. And I'm like, what is going on?
All right.
and then on top of that, like the light skin versus dark skin, and all these conversations that I'm like, wow, this really divides us more. So, and I really wasn't even looking into any movement. I was just looking to travel to Africa.
Right.
And then I found this, and thankfully there were so many open arms to the women coming in. Like Holeup really encouraged and pushed the women to speak up and say something. And Dawood, for sure, he loves hearing the sisters talk. And Kala, even Kala, like loves that. We me talk and promote us to as much noise as he talks. So I clicked with it and definitely went for it.
Yeah, because
But yeah, it's really important. I didn't understand what a MGTOW was until someone, I think I heard the breakdown on your show, and then I was just like, wow, that sounds, I don't want to say it sounds gay, but it does.
yeah, it sounds suspect, and I got a brother.
So, so I was just like, okay. And I never considered myself a feminist, even as much as I did on my own.
Uh-huh.
I never considered myself like, oh, just like I'm going at it alone. Hold on for 1 second. I'm slow.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Sophronia Powers, our Liberian sister. Thank you for joining us. Everyone in the chat, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. So Fronia, you're more than welcome to come on. Just let me know. Let me know.
For sure.
Belle,
yeah,
are you?
This is open doors for everyone in this chat. Y'all all come on.
Yeah, well, this ain't gonna be a rap concert, I'm maybe 3 people on at a time. I can't do, more than 4.
We do a hotep rap video.
Yeah, this is definitely not a rap video. This is not a rap video. We definitely can't.
A conscious community rap video.
But now, I hear a lot of women who I would say one of their big gripes when joining organizations is that they feel like they're suppressed. Why is it important for women to have a voice when we're dealing with nation building?
One, can you build a nation without us, Black women? Can it happen? No, it's definitely important for us to have a voice. You're right. For the most part, what I'm seeing, it's predominantly men, as we've all seen. It's just men talking. Big talking heads are mostly men, and not even to say that like a woman needs to be a big talking head about this, but they just need to be included. They should be included naturally, you would think. But I think a lot of these conversations, like these Black men versus Black women, have took it to a point where now it's kind of like we're just clashing with each other. And I've noticed in even some chats, not to put Brother O'Shea on blast, I love him, but even in his chats, it's so male dominated. The women are afraid to speak. So naturally, who do they run to? The complete flip opposite. Cynthia G, no shade towards her. I love her too. But it becomes more competitive, and it doesn't need to be. Like if we really about like moving forward and getting our kids educated, building families, really getting stuff going, we need each other. And actually, I'm happy you brought that up because Calla recently posted something on Facebook where SZA, that artist,
right,
like an article saying women don't need men to survive.
Yeah, bullshit.
And I mean, it is. And unfortunately, I see what spectrum she's coming from, which is sad. It's sad that it's gotten to this point because, we're just so separate. We're just doing our own things. At some point, we just gave up on each other. And I'm like, wow, we need to get this back together. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, there is no we. We're not connected. And it's really sad. It's really sad because we're the only race like this. I don't get it. We're the only race like this. We have to come back together and get it together.
Now, you have someone in the chat room said that they feel as if sometimes when women get a platform, they sound bitter. What would be your response to that?
Well, I can understand that, but also we've definitely got to start taking in account to do some active listening. It's a huge difference if you just come into a chat and you didn't hear it from the beginning and you hear it from the middle and they're just ranting. Meanwhile, you don't really know what they're ranting about, but now you're just running off of that. Like that can really cause a misperception. If you've heard the beginning of the story, of course, then you know where it's going. Now, some of these, you're right, it's like purpose clickbait. Do not fall for it, people. Like they're purposely going in on men. Like if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Don't take it personal. Now, some of you will take it personal, unfortunately, because maybe it's something you experience. But it's like the truth of the matter is a lot of it is for likes and clicks and cash. Like let's be honest. It's going to be for for cash. Don't fall for it. Still the vast majority of black men and black women are together. So it's just it's like it's not as bad as people thinking. Like for example, for most of us, if you go outside your house, go outside in the street, you ride in the subway or anything, do you see like all this craziness actually happening that you see on YouTube? Like for the
No.
most part, I was talking to one of my sisters yesterday from the BAIO. She's like, no, black men are going to work every day. This is what I see. They hopping on public transportation or they driving their cars, they're taking their kids to school, picking them up. It's like this is what you see. Go off of the reality, not just what, it's in the media and just stuff that's just going on. It's like it's really not that serious. And if you like buy into it, now you're making it more than what it is. Don't give this shit any energy. It's so counterproductive to all of us.
But, now, someone else in the panel brought up the whole, patriarchy is poison. And of course, with that being said, you have a lot of women, especially feminists, who are on this, misogyny and patriarchy is abusive and all this other stuff. What are your thoughts on that? Should men
nonsense? I'm like, all of this sounds like people are just pulling it out of their ass. Is it just me that think that's just like, where are these stories coming from? But I mean, it's not like, no, that's not true at all. No, it's not true at all. Like if we keep attacking each other and going out and just blaming the other person, we're not going to make any progress. It's going to remain divided. So even if a black man's in a tough situation, a tough position, but realistic scenario, he just got out of jail. Hard to find employment, but he don't want to fall back into that trap of doing, F shit to get his money up. So he does try to do what he needs to do. And unfortunately, he's not going to be making as much, and it's going to be harder for him to find employment. It's like right there. I'm like, that's probably the most vulnerable point for him. So it's really important to support him in that one and say, you know what, baby, you can do this. Let's figure this out. Let's look on Craigslist and see what's available. Like if you got to do something, get paid under the table and have to, bypass taxes for weeks. Let's make this happen. It's important, instead of just saying like, nigga, you ain't shit, you can't do shit. Like it's just so counterproductive. And it's disheartening to these men. I can't even blame them. They're gonna feel like, okay, they're being attacked. But for the most part, I'm very optimistic. I think that most black women are actually very positive. Like the ones that people are talking about, they don't like run anything here. I mean, these are like the ratchet thoughts that worth is basically worth less than the bacteria on this floor right now. So you don't want to entertain that. You want to go for the ones that's actually doing something like the song Level Up. Go for someone who's going to help you out. Like you see people in these relationships, like many of us know this too. People who've been in a relationship where the partner actually brought them several notches down. Perfect example, Bobby and Whitney. Like they were banging before they were with that person, and now they're with the person and their life is falling apart. Avoid those. Some people you think are good for you, they are toxic. Move on and level up. I hope that answers that.
That answers that. So, Belle, Thanos, why do you think, like me personally, I cannot be around men all day. I don't know how any heterosexual male wants to just hang around and be around men all day. Why do you think, why do you think men, there are these groups who want a nation build but not include women? Like that's just so odd to me. Like I gotta have female energy around me. But not in a perverted way, but it's just in general, it is conversations with women, like just strong conversations with women. It just expands my mind. Like I just don't see how men can just this nigga child just talk to men and guys all day. Like am I missing something?
No, it's funny. I mean, the image, I never thought of that, but just the image in my head, I'm like, wow, that sounds like a depressing sausage party. And it's
why do you want to do sausage parties all day? Like I just don't.
Peace, hold up in Donata. But yes, my brother Donata said that yesterday. He's like, I don't be around a bunch of men. That I mean, like I don't know. What are they talking about at these meetups? Just like Black Power or something, or just
Yeah,
moving on
I
without
just
women?
building the
What's the
community.
conversation?
I just like the conversations we're having now, minus the women. I cannot just be around men. It's just weird. Like you got to have some female energy somewhere.
Well, I mean, if what you're saying is like the women should invite themselves into it, I mean, that could be a little discomforting. I would encourage them to do it though, too. If it's a gang of girls, hell, go in there and crash that damn party, tear that shit up. That is, a lot of the men will thank you if you do that. If it was me and my sisters from the BAIO, yeah, we would kick the door down and go in there and say, "What y'all talking about without us?" Like that's what it's gonna be. But they wouldn't do that. So I mean, in terms of why the men want to be around a bunch of men, I don't know.
Yeah. I just don't
That makes no sense to me.
understand that. Let's see. Does anyone know if Dinah's ever actually plans to settle down in an African country? Absolutely. That's the end.
Now, are you going to do Nigeria or Senegal now? Because I know Nigeria.
You know what? I'm kind of torn on. I'm going to get land in both and just go from there.
No, that'll work. You should definitely settle down soon. But yeah. Yay, hold up, son. Don't cause trouble. Hold up. Oh Jesus, you moderated him.
Yeah, we can't cause trouble.
You moderated him. It's over.
Yeah, we can't.
But no, I mean, like women should definitely be included in these. I don't know what the guy's agenda is to, separate it so much to make like, oh, all the men, here and making these decisions. I'm guessing that might be it. Like they want to say the men can make all the decisions, make all the choices. But when it comes to like when you're talking about the family, how the hell are you going to do that without us? That's just not going to happen. So it's like you're going to have to get us involved at some point, and sooner rather than later. Otherwise, we start forming our own groups, such as feminism. Obviously, I don't understand that either, but that starts happening, and then now you just got two parties against each other. So no.
Now, Belle, what interested you in going to Africa? Like, how did that start? Like, what?
You know what? No, it's actually an interesting question. One, being so far away from everyone.
Now, explain. Now, with that, we got to get the background information. Where you from, and how'd you end up in Alaska?
Yes, I'm in Alaska. So I'm originally from Queens, New York. Went to school and everything, and then as people who live in New York, the taxes are ridiculous. You pay in city tax and state tax. So I thought I was going to make a lot of money after school, and that was a lie because all the taxes took my damn money. And then I had to pay back student loans. So I was like, all right, F New York, I need to go to a tax-free state. That brought me to Texas, where I did a different job, which was really fun. I liked it. But then after Texas, I made the exact opposite. I made a lot of money, and then I wasn't really good with it, so I wasn't paying my student loans like I should. So then I looked at Alaska because they had student loan repayment opportunities, and then it was just like they offered so much, even more in my salary. They offered to pay my rent, my utilities. I would have been stupid not to take the position. So it took me here, and that's what I'm doing here. I signed a contract to stay here for a few years. So I got till 2019. If I stay till 2020, I can pay off all my student loans. So that's an option. But yeah, so that's how I ended up way out here in Alaska. And if anyone's wondering, I'm not in Anchorage or Fairbanks, none of those big cities, because that's where the mass majority of Alaska population is. And Alaska itself is big. It's really big. It's 2.5 times the size of Texas.
Yes.
Not everything. Yeah, it's huge. Not everything is road accessible. A lot of the land is like unoccupied, a lot of mountains, obviously. So for me to get, the nearest city to me is Anchorage. That's still 350 miles. For me to get there, I have to take a flight. So I usually just stay out here and then just do my thing and fly in every now and then. But getting to Alaska, if you look at it on a map, it's above, basically up to the right north of Canada. Up to the right west of Canada. So the nearest city to us to the U.S. is Seattle. It's still a 4.5-hour flight from Anchorage. So not that easy to get to. So getting to New York back home, or even to Atlanta when I went to see my sister, it's like a 10-hour flight. And that's with, there's no straight flights. So it's with layovers. But I can get a straight flight. Get this, I can get a straight flight to Germany, 10 hours, same amount of time. Hell, some same amount or even cheaper. I ended up traveling there, going to Europe. Not on some melanin popping mess, but it was more so.
Okay. Yeah, we do want to make sure
Yeah,
no melanin popping.
yeah.
You
Doug,
hugged up.
oh, Doug's in the chat.
Brad. You were
Yeah,
bottom Brad in
no.
in Berlin.
It was that typical, you mad at your man, I need to do something with myself, F him, I need to go find myself and everything. And then so for some reason it took me to, Paris and all of that. And that was a nice experience. I went to Paris and Belgium, and I actually had to do a conference there too for work. So I was in Barcelona. So I did all this European tour. And in Paris, there's a lot of Africans. I was like,
that Paris is
no,
Africa light.
I met dudes from Cameroon, Senegal, and I had a really good time. But there's so many Africans there. I was like, geez. But it was nice to see. And for some reason, everyone was dressed like, all the dudes were dressed like Kanye West. So I think they really like his stuff out there.
Skinny jeans and yeah,
the weird skinny jeans. So but yeah, so that happened. So I met all these Africans, and they're just saying like, yo, you really need to come to the continent. You really need to travel. I was like, oh shit, that's what's up. I need to look into this. So when I came back, that's when I was like, I need to really plan this. And then I was searching to see where I wanted to visit, and that's how it led me to your channel. So here I am. So I'm going to Nigeria in January.
Oh wow,
really excited. Really excited.
I love it. I loved it. I mean, now there's some infrastructure issues.
I hear.
yeah. It's electricity issues, infrastructure. I don't know where you're staying. Hopefully they have a generator. But I still love Nigeria. I don't know why. I love Nigeria.
Your videos are beautiful. I can't thank you enough for sharing your experience with us. That is so motivating. Like it's really like, those are really some heartfelt videos, some real shit. I really appreciate it.
Well, when you guys super chat, I take that money. I invested in equipment and tickets to the continent to document. So
So I see a sister here, Shells Remain, asked if I'm going alone. Yes, I will be going alone. I used to try to travel with friends. But you probably know this too, Dinah. When it's setting up with other people, it gets tricky scheduling. If they're going to make it, people cancel.
Yeah.
So, and one of my friends, she travels everywhere by herself. She's like, just do it. Just do it by yourself. Just go. Don't even wait. Wait, did Admiral just give Nigeria a thumbs down? He's such a troll. Whatever.
Admiral
Stop hating.
Admiral was cussing somebody out on one of our videos because their cell phone went off during a ritual. Yeah.
So, actually, I take that back when I say I'm traveling. I'm actually traveling with a Nigerian friend. He's going to be showing me some stuff there, but I get to do some stuff on my own. That's son of Knock, one of my brothers from the BAO, said go with a friend.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, if you guys have recommendations, let me know. If there's any women who traveled to Africa by themselves, please let me know.
Hold on, that was what I said. Nigeria, laugh aloud. Oh please, I love land in Nigeria. Send me an email, Chocolate Cafe. Search for who@gmail.com. I would love land.
Pull up those dislikes from the MGTOWs. Sorry.
Problem.
Is it 2 dislikes? It's a precursor for homosexuality. You can't tell me anything. Like, what do a bunch of dudes want to do going at it alone? It doesn't make sense.
Can we get the likes up? We have 147 people watching, only 74 likes. Can we please hit that like button? Now, Belle, one thing about the BIO that's very unique is we have a lot. Shout out to Shayna. We have a lot of professionals.
Yes.
Not just, like a lot of corporate working professionals, which is unique because, a lot of organizations I've been a part of in the past, it was just a bunch of I don't want to be disrespectful, but I hate using the word hoteps, but so-called hoteps, and I'm sorry if I offended anybody.
What's a so-called hotep?
Well, it's just, I hate using that word, but it's just, it's a derogatory word, but You know the typical, oh, you work for the white man, oh, you spend the white man's dollar,
Who doesn't?
buy my incense and my black soap, brother. Um, oh, we get out the matrix, brother. Those types. But I don't want the white man's money, but use that. But buy my shea butter and my black soap and my incense so I could go pay my T-Mobile bill, brother. And by the way, can I hold something, brother, so I could pay my T-Mobile bill, brother? Those types. We have like a lot of like professionals. How is that? What's the importance of that?
Well, the important, I'll get into that. But to answer what you just said about the so-called hoteps, there's an easy answer to that. Build your own nation.
Right.
Which is what we're doing, trying to gather together to do in the BAIO. Build your own nation. You can build your own economy, control the political and economic environment, and then you don't have to worry about working for the white man. That's basically what we do. So thankfully, in the BAIO, they organize us into so many different groups, different professions. There's a new profession every day. Did Foster just say nothing wrong with shea butter?
I use shea butter, I use black soap, but I'm just saying it's like they can't expand their minds outside of shea butter and black soap and incense. Like there's more to doing business outside of that. And I can understand that they had a big business and were moving a lot of shea butter and black soap and incense, but it's just a little booth on a street corner. You know what I mean? And they can't expand their mind outside of that. So that's what I meant. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I use shea butter. I use black soap. I support those brothers, but it's just like, look, do big business, and we can't do big business by
no. But I'm laughing so hard because you're not. Yesterday, one of the sisters was saying the exact same thing. And it makes it more funny. I'm like, damn, this is really happening? Yes. But no, thankfully, like they did, the BAIO organizes us into our particular professions. Me, I'm in the medical profession. I'm a medical provider here in Alaska. So this is what, like, I joined the health and wellness department of the BAIO. I'm saying department, but group. There's different groups, are engineers, science, what else? Hell, even culinary. It's just a wide range. If there's not a group there, we can create it or they'll create it for you. The Cohen Davis said, I sell dishwashing liquid. I've expanded my empire. That's what's up. I don't know what group that is, but that's what's up. But yeah, so like they put us into different groups. And so we can network within that group, come up with our game plan of what we want to do on the continent. And it's just a free for all of what you want to do. It's mostly sharing information. One of my brothers in the chat is in engineering. One of my sisters, I see her now, I am Lucy, who is all trouble, going to get my channel shut down. She is into medical lab technology. So it's really some professionals in there, and I really appreciate it. Hey, Adjua. Saying hi to all my family in there. But yeah, so they organize us into these groups, and now we can just network with each other. And even now in our actual real personal lives. So I can, connect with someone, even if they're in another state. Hey, how do you do this? Or what do you use for this? And even if it's not in my group, I go to the technology department asking how you do that. What's up with this? Tell me about drones, because I just want to know. And then they just share all the information. So that's what's up. I'm mad everybody's stuck on shea butter. So we need to. I don't know if we have a beauty department. That's what it is.
Oh, Shima said he joined the BIO. Oh, that's what's up, Shima.
Finally, I need to drop the link in here. I haven't been doing that.
Yeah, drop the link. Shout out to Shirley. Shirley, how you doing, sister?
Peace, family, everyone who joined us. But
hey,
yeah, so
let me ask you, Shirley, can Shirley come on? It's up to you, Belle.
Oh, if you want to put her on, sure.
Shirley, you want to come on?
I don't know if she wants, but yeah, so but yeah, no, so I mean, thankfully they did organize this. This is new for me in the sense that I don't really consider myself like part of the conscious community, so to speak, or like a Pan-Africanist or RBG and all that stuff. Like I respect it and I love what they do, I guess, but I'm like, I need solutions. So I need actual action and moving towards and like getting things done. So this was perfect for me. And it wasn't even like I was looking for an organization. I was just really looking to travel to Africa. And then I see this group that like, no, we taking it one step further. We want to build a nation there. We want Black people to control this nation. We want to, control everything from the ground up, literally by building our own infrastructure and putting it there. And I was like, this is for me. This is for me. That's what's up.
Hmm.
But yeah, so
there was another thing too about the organization. Now, Belle, has anybody approached you with any hustles, any correction status changing, or you got to pay a membership fee and all this other stuff? Like, have you been?
No, not at all. No, that didn't happen. I haven't been asked anything other than my name and my email and what do I do. That was basically it. And then I went in, was super excited, started just doing stuff all over the site, joining groups, joining African groups, and networking with people. And then they were just like, yo, you should start doing shows for the like we're trying to get the ladies, up in there and then really just take charge and everything. So that was it. So yeah, I then started doing shows and connecting to all these other sisters. I'm sorry, I'm like halfway reading this. I want to buy a BIO journal for my ideas.
Yeah. Shout out to Doug. Shout out to
yes, Doug. Doug, you were in a chat. I feel sorry for him because he was on the Information Man show a few weeks ago, and I looked at the playback and I realized he was talking to me and I didn't respond. So I'm sorry, Doug. He was asking me if I met you in Atlanta, and I did. Sorry about that, Doug. But yes, I did meet up with Dynas. I'm so sorry I didn't answer at that time. But yeah. Just wanted to say that. I've been trying to reach out to him like, oh.
Hey, do you know Shells Romaine?
Shells Romaine? No, I do not. I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know. You Shells, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, I just, like I said, it's just nice to have. And here on the Search for Who channel, at least twice a week, I gotta have the sisters on here, man.
You should. There are some funny
at least 2 to 3 times a week. I gotta have a sister on. I'm only dealing with a bunch of dudes all day. Like I just
you don't want to hear Callous
talking a bunch of dudes on it,
No. That you should definitely have some sisters on here. There are some funny, interesting women in the BAIO. I will tell you now. Actually, she's not in the chat right now, but one of the sisters really connected to one of your topics when you're talking about bottom shelf Brads.
Yeah.
She openly said, "Yo, I was with the bottom shelf Brad," and it's exactly how he said.
I think part of you gotta just admit it. You gotta come clean. Like me, I used to be half a coon. I was half a coon. I wasn't a full coon, but I was half a coon.
What's half a coon?
I know I wasn't a full coon. The reason why I was half a coon because it was just I was cooning and I just didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't cooning on purpose. You know what I mean? So that's why I was half a coon. But
that's what makes it half.
Because I would still read I was reading Malcolm X by any means necessary, and I was still somewhat conscious, but I would coon once in a while. So I was half.
Well, now you rocking the dashikis and the Africa. You all over the continent. I think you paid your dues. You good.
Yeah, I was cooning unconsciously. You know what I mean?
Unconsciously.
So
fair enough. That's a half.
Yeah. I was chasing. In college, I was chasing snow buddies. Yeah, there you go. I was cooning. I was cooning without a purpose. I had no purpose. I was just cooning without a purpose.
That's sad. If there's no purpose, I don't know what's the point. Oh, that's terrible. No, but no, I really, really appreciate the BAIO for just connecting me with so many smart people. So many intelligent sisters who travel. One of our sisters lived in Gambia. She moved to Gambia when she was pregnant and lived there for 6 months.
Elaine Muhammad.
Yes. I was like, damn, that's hardcore. That's
let me see what a lady. Hold on, let me see what a lady's doing.
No, no.
Okay,
Don't,
okay. Oh, okay. I'll
do
leave it
not
alone.
get her riled up because
Okay, I will. Yeah, I know how late it is. I don't want to get her riled up.
Calla and Dawood and them know how to push her buttons for some reason. So stop getting her riled up. But no, she's cool. I really appreciate for that. I need to ask her about traveling. So any ladies in the chat, if you travel to Africa by yourself and you have any tips, please share it because I'm about to do that. Besides Nigeria next year, I am going with someone to Nigeria. Sorry, I took that back. I'm going with a friend who's Nigerian. Around next May or June, I'm gonna do East Africa, like Rwanda.
Okay, now, Belle, I'm gonna do next year. I got to do Ethiopia, and I'm trying to think what else. Ethiopia, and I got to get back to Tanzania next year.
Oh, Tanzania!
I'm gonna butcher your name, and I'm so sorry. Nasia Yosheved. Thank you for the super chat. I am sorry for if I butchered your name. I apologize. But yeah. And then shout out to Fosa Ahmad Fidan. He's called Coon with a Cause. You might win a NAACP Image Award with that. You might win one, brother. I'll definitely check it out. So.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what's up. But yeah, so I'm going to Rwanda next summer. And I'm trying to fit in Uganda, Kenya, but I can't do the level of traveling you're doing. So, but Tanzania was gorgeous. That has to be in my list at some point.
Yeah, I've been twice. I'm going back again next year.
And now, are you meeting with the same tour guide? And speaking of which, can we meet up with your tour guides? Can we use the same people?
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course.
Yeah, so Falajiki is my boy now. I'm like, oh, that's my favorite person.
You want to link up with him in January?
Yes, I would love that. Okay, yes.
I'll introduce you to on Facebook. No problem.
That's what's up. He's a cool brother. I saw him in all those videos.
Yeah.
But no. But nation building, I mean, this is what we're doing at the BIO, and I love it because we are creating a collective group of people. Olaf always say there is no we, us, or our. That is true. If you look on YouTube, probably on the channel selections or the recommendations, we're so divided. There's so much back and forth, just tearing us apart as Black men, Black women, and Black people. So coming together to really towards a cause that's going to benefit everybody. This is a systemic solution for a systemic problem. So this is what we're going for. But if you have, whatever profession you in, it really doesn't matter. There's some people who I believe probably think that they don't really have much to offer. Because as you know, probably in the conscious community, there's a lot of book reading and studying and sharing information and talking and preaching. And they probably feel like that's not enough toward compared to an engineer or so, or a doctor and stuff. But still, you can provide education. We want children to know the truth. So there's a Document Histories and Education group. Join that and then, get this going. But that's our ultimate goal. The end game is getting our own nation state on the continent of our ancestors, getting out of this shithole. There's always something every day going on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you Israelite, Moor, whatever. You're still Black and you're still going to be treated as Black here. So
now, okay, real quick, people who have super chatted, make sure, and Belle got hers, so you guys know I'm not bullshit.
Yes,
I send Planet worldwide. I don't care where you located. If you can get mail, is being sent. People who super chatted.
What happened to your flip flops in the guard? I love the guard one. Where was it?
So listen. So I had, in fact, let me go grab the one. Hold on. Go ahead and talk. Give me 35 seconds. I'm gonna grab them real quick. I'm gonna explain. Go ahead and talk.
Everybody in the chat, is so good to see you guys. Or have you guys see me? Cohen, Emmanuel, you are in. I know you're going to Nigeria soon. I don't think we're at the same time. Peace and love to my BAIO family, everyone else who I am not familiar with. It is lovely seeing all of you. But yes, so I live in Alaska, way out here in the bush. I live with the Alaska Natives. You and I know them as Eskimos. For the record, they do not like to be called Eskimos. According to them, that is the name the white man gave them. So they would prefer to be called by their tribal name. There are 5 different tribes in Alaska. There is Yupik, which is the tribe I particularly live with. There's Chupik, Anupiak, and Athabaskan is another one. I can't remember what the name of that one is. But anyway, those of you who know Alaska Natives as Eskimos, don't call them that. They don't like it. That's not their name. They're either Alaska Natives or their tribal name. So just to get that clear.
All right, so.
Oh, good, you're back.
All right, so now I got these in Kumasi. These joints right here.
Look at those.
I paid. Now you got some European guy, a white guy, trying to sell these for like $1,200. I got these for $10, the original ones in Kumasi.
They look sturdy as hell too.
But the issue is like the way they made them. In fact, the guy said when I come back to Kumasi in December, he'll fix them. This part right here was cutting my toe, and it gave me a blister.
Oh.
So I had to end up taking these off. I was just walking around barefooted.
Oh, that sounds so painful.
Yeah. I was walking around Kumasi barefooted for a day. Yeah, so these joints right here. I'm gonna find. Oh, let me.
That's what's up. They look sturdy as hell. But yeah, when are you going back to Ghana?
They was tearing my feet up.
When are you going back to Ghana?
December. I'll be back in December.
Okay. Well, you're doing a lot of traveling this winter, yo. Listen, Dinah's gonna need more super chat. I don't know how
y'all hit that super chat button. You know, like I said, I'm in these African streets for y'all. I need to get me a backup camera. You know, like I said, I'm in these African streets for you guys. I'm on the ground, literally on the ground. You guys see how I get down? I'm on the ground. I still got a ton of footage I got to put up from Nigeria still. But you guys see how I do. I'll be in Ivory Coast next month. End of September, I'll be in Ivory Coast. So, guys, I'm serious. You know, I'm not playing around. I'm not just on a street corner yelling about it. I hop on that plane for about 11 hours and I go. But I'm trying to find this post for you guys real quick.
Right. Yeah. So I was giving them little tidbits of Alaska out here with the Alaska Natives. So I mean, they're a defeated group too. Like colonization did its number on them. It really did.
How do they feel about Black people? Like
I don't want to say they're very actually welcoming, loving people. They really are. They're even to white people who they don't really like anymore, but they're still very welcoming and loving to them. But they're cool with us. Like when they see us, they're like, oh no, you know, that's what's up. You know, we happy to see you. They like to see something different. They don't connect with us like we're their brothers or sisters. So I don't know where, you know, the indigenous population getting that from. But anyway, they don't connect with us on that level. But it's more so it's like when they look at us, they see, like, for example, I was coming from the gym and I had there was a sister who was from the Gullah Geechee area in South Carolina. And it was a brother from Liberia. And we were all walking together. And it was like a group of Alaska Natives that saw us and was just like waving and, you know, just saying like, what's up, and really interested in us. But I think they're more connected to us because we share a common painful history. Being that, you know, like we both basically have been suppressed by another group of people. So it's basically like we have a common enemy that we, you know, understand each other. But they're losing. They're losing. And it's really painful to see. And I think that's why when I saw what the BAIO was doing and what they were about, I was just like, yo, we can't be them next. Because I mean, unfortunately, the Alaska Natives, these tribes, they're dying off due to the whole mess of dysfunction within their community. Alcoholism is really bad and really real. Suicide happens by it's almost like it's normal here. That's how sad it is. So it's really sad. And I mean, these kids see this from a very young age, very dysfunctional. They live out in villages really because they want to be separated. They want to maintain their culture. But they're so, I want to say it's a level of what we call complex trauma, like really advanced PTSD that's rolled over from generation to generation to generation. So that includes the alcoholism, the pain of seeing that your land is only but so much left of it, being that it's run and controlled by somebody else. You hunt for food and game. They do subsistence living where they hunt moose, hunt caribou, do a lot of fishing. That helps them a lot. They really do enjoy that. But then you still have trophy hunters that come here, which is sad because it's usually like basically just privileged white people come up here, do what they want, take what they want. They pay a lot of money to do it. So it's sad to see. But I also see, and I mean, these privileged white people are real. I see people who come in to see me because they want to make sure that they're getting ready to go. They're healthy enough to go to like Botswana or Zimbabwe or South Africa to do trophy hunting. And it's so insulting. It's so insulting. So, but that's real. And they just go, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going over there, next month. And I really want to, hunt this game. There's this rare this or whatever. And then I need to, this is my goal. I really want, that animal pelt or something. So, and it's real. So you see that, but it's so there's a handful of Black people here. In my town, there's about 7,000 people total, and out of that, it's probably about 100 and plus Black. But everyone who come here really comes here for work, make money. I met a dude from Nigeria. One of my clients, he's from Nigeria. He's
oh boy, Nigerians are
yeah,
planet wide. Everywhere you go, you find Nigeria.
He said that he's like, I'm gonna give you a trick. He's like, I'll tell you something. If you ever go to a place and there's no Nigerian there, don't trust it. He's like, we're everywhere. So I was like, that's what's up. I met a brother who's Liberian. He's from Maryland too, but he's native Liberian. And then I met a brother from Kenya, straight from Kenya. He like moved to Utah for a while and then came up here. So he was just so lost, like, oh shit, I didn't realize Black people here are just so interested in going back to Africa. I was like, yeah, you're in the wrong direction. So, but yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting. And I also met another Haitian sister, no less, from Brooklyn here. So it's crazy. I was like, wow, we're everywhere because I'm from Queens and I'm Haitian. So that's what's up. But yes, Nigerians don't die. We multiply 200 million strong. That's what's up. But yeah, so it's interesting here. But people come up here to make money. Fishing is big here. You can make so much money fishing. So much money. I meet basically a bunch of white boys who work literally only during fishing season. Probably about 6 months out of the year. They come from Florida, California, all over, and the barges that they work on, I don't know how much they take home, but the barges that they work on bring in like $100,000 a day. And it'll be split amongst all those guys. So they make enough. They tell me straight up, they make enough for the year and they're good. And they just work half the year. But so I'm like, oh shit, like we gotta get, the brothers up here. Hey, Paul, je veux sac passer. But yeah, so they gotta bring Black people, you got to get on it. But I tried to hook a sister up with a nursing job up here because she was going to get paid so much, but she didn't want to do the move. It was going to be too far, hard to get the family. So that's the sacrifice you make, and you're not staying up here for eternity. It's just for whatever year contract you sign. Some places you can just work for a few months depending on what you do. But it's just it's not really that long. And to be honest, I'm not missing anything. And in New York, I'm sure I'm not missing anything. And then I keep up with you guys on YouTube to see what else is going on. So and I try to travel as much as I can, like maybe 3-4 times a year. So it'll happen. It'll happen.
Kyla said he wants to get on, but I know Kyla's on tomorrow, and I just me and you got about 20 more minutes. I know Kyla.
Really?
He needs 2 hours. Isn't enough for Kyla. So
Kyla could join. You can let him. I mean, but yeah, no, Kyla.
Okay, Kyla, we're gonna give you got 20 minutes, Kyla.
Kyla could.
Got 20.
Okay, that's John Belle.
Kyla, you
asked me how much I make the camera. I'm not gonna say that.
Let me send Kyla the link. Hold on, Kyla, you got 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Hold on. 1 second.
Number found Phil. I'm talking to my Haitian brothers and sisters in the chat. I'm not going to tell you guys the number. It's a lot. I'll tell you in private.
Hold on, we're cock. All right, Kyla. Yeah, you got 20 minutes, brother. 20 minutes.
Yes, I just sent Kyla the link. But you like, I mean, people like if you don't really do much, I would say if you're coming up here to do fishing, seriously, like come up here, they make some serious money. They make some serious money. So that's like if you're not you don't have a particular field that you work in, or if you have time within a span of year in a year or so that you can work for like 3 months at a time and you don't mind being way out here. I mean, you're away from your family. I would say be careful. You get into a lot of trouble easily. Where I live, for the record, because I have to see people and treat them for this. STDs are rampant in Alaska. They very much are rampant. Yes, like I recently found out that the city I live in is #1 in the state for gonorrhea. So celibacy looks really nice right now. But that's not to mention the herpes ratio is still 1 in 4, 1 in 5, or 1 in 6, depending on what city you in. So don't be quick to just be dropping your pants if you come to Alaska, because is a lot of the ratio from men to women is really, really large. There's way more men than there is women. So it's just like a free for all. So, but yeah, is ganja legal there? I think they're making it legal. Yes, it is. Medicinal wise, yes, it is legal here. I wouldn't say ganja. I wouldn't say ganja, but yes, it is. But yeah, but Andy, yes, I'm in Alaska. I'm in Bethel, Alaska. I'm really, really close to Russia. If you pulled it up on a map, like it's literally just a boat ride away. It's not that. Once you go out into the Bering Sea, you can see it. But I'm just north of where the Aleutian Islands start. And season's getting cold again. We do get pretty warm summers though. It got
Really?
to 75 degrees.
Okay.
75
75. All
degrees.
right.
Now, 80 degrees is like a crucial heat wave here. Like people start seriously end up in the hospital. It's too much. But who just said that? I will take the risk with you, Belle. Huncho Black, y'all a mess. Stop it. But yeah, no, like 80 degrees is a straight up heat wave. People end up in the hospital. It's too hot because our winters, it gets as cold to 30 below. And when the wind blows, it's even worse. When the wind blows, it's just like, oh no, forget it.
Yeah, I can't find those. But literally, they're trying to sell these. There's this white designer who redesigned these and trying to sell them for like $1,200.
On where? Like online?
Online, yeah. Like he redesigned them, and put his label on them and trying to sell them for $1,200.
Oh, whatever. No. I
got these made on the street in Kumasi for like $20.
That's nothing. He charged you the price of the plane ticket.
Yeah.
People want to know, hey, Kala.
Kala, what's going on, bro?
Kala, listen, Kala, you got 20 minutes, Kala. You're gonna reclaim your time tomorrow, Kala.
Yeah.
What's up, Kala?
What's up, Belle Thanos?
Yes, Kala Thanos is here. Love it.
What's going on?
I'm good. I'm coming to the DMV area, but you're too far south.
Yeah.
So I wanted to.
And I'm still doing my course. I got like a 2-day course tomorrow. Thursday, actually Thursday and Friday, I got courses, 8-hour courses to do Thursday and Friday. And I got trained a couple of agents, and I'm so busy this month until about the end of October. Like I said, about Christmas time, when I'm slow down a little bit.
We can get it together.
We haven't been able to travel. Yeah, I usually go to New York or go to Delaware.
Okay.
North Carolina and stuff like that. I'll be able to travel money.
Stay off Facebook. You two are trouble on Facebook, by the way.
Oh man, that's how I get by. All my
stay on Facebook. Y'all be starting so much shit.
That's Kala.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your channel blocked again. I swear.
Yeah, and I'm always getting suspended. Like I'm saying. This is like the four times this year so far. I've been kicked off Facebook. I'm saying? I stay blocked. I go to my Jimmy Zion. Saying? When you see Jimmy Zion, that means Kyle's been suspended. So I'm always suspended.
So, fam, enjoy this. You got Kala in the flesh. All the stuff he talks on these.
Kala, we're going to time you. You got 15 minutes because, you reclaim your time tomorrow.
All right.
So you got 15 minutes, Kala.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say, we the BIO, we just have to keep doing what we're doing. And like I said, I'm proud of everybody that joined this organization. The way Holup and I and several other people designed this years ago was the fact that we want to be able to filter out the Negroes in our community. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know that we have a couple of people that we identified in the community, we have the Dr. Boom Shakalakas, you know what I'm saying? We have the Captain American Negroes. We have the, it's not to disparage people that said use the word Hotep, the Hotep Shuffle. And what we found out that no matter what we do in Black America, right? I found one thing: a Negro is a Negro. Whether you put a Muslim on his back of his name or you put a Christian, whatever like that, I found the same damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wants to control you. Somebody wants to take your money. Somebody wants to make a fool out of you. You know what I'm saying? And you get no. And the bottom line is your situation stays the same. You know, pseudo intellectualism and everything. So we came up with the idea of, well, what if we could filter out all these people? So in other words, basically, when we start talking about, this organization, we're going to be the leaders. Okay, well, we'll ask them a question. Well, what do you think about renewable energy? What do you think about geothermal energy? Have you thought about that? You know, do you have any thoughts about that? What kind of monetary system do you like? How Brother Jelani was the one that introduced us 6 years ago to cryptocurrency. Then it exploded all over the world, still going. You know, no one knew what this stuff was. My brother Devon Bell talked to us about, at the same time, talked about electronic currency, and that could be the wave of the future for Black people around the world to monetize natural resources and everything. So we was on the cutting edge of everything, and we weren't afraid to challenge, to try new things. We were the first group to incorporate science. We would do whole shows on science, right? You know, everybody thought, y'all niggas are crazy. The audacity that we had the nerve to talk about atoms and protons and electrons and everything. That shit was done. We had to break. They said, what about the power of Unk? I said, well, you know, how could the power of the symbol of Unk power your house? How's it gonna power electrical grid? You know, and I'm not trying to be funny with it, but I think they're like, well, see, you always have these crusty Negroes with that Unk. They take the aluminum foil and they got thing. And but you really look at it, right? The Unk symbol is really a Christian cross with a bow tie on the top of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got the power.
Y'all are troublemakers.
I got the power, and I know we get a lot of hate mail for this, but so what? You know, and like I said, all my Unk Hotep people, don't get mad at me.
Oh my God!
You know I really love you. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But sometimes the coonery, you know, coonery comes in many different forms. You know what I'm saying? It comes in many different forms. You know, not so much as coonery, it's Samboism. You know, let me explain what Samboism. I think I explained it to you one time before, Dennis. Samboism is not only just buck dancing, this and the other. It's also putting on airs. You know what I'm saying? Negroes who are basically unlearned, they read one book. They're not even read one book, right? They'll read one page in one book, and then next thing you know, they're a scholar on any particular topic. You know what I'm saying? And they put on airs like they're so smart and they're so this, that, and the other thing. And the bottom line, they sound so deep and so wow, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Then when you start asking questions, they start getting hostile. Like, yeah, you ask me questions like that. You know, I studied under the doctor, blah, 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 blah. You don't dare question me on that. Yeah, but your stuff don't make no sense. You don't jive, you know? You say the earth is flat. That don't make any sense, man. Yeah,
that's a fail in the education system right there. That's why we need to control our own, because if they were properly educated, they wouldn't be making that ridiculous argument.
Right. The bottom line is, I learned a long time ago. Let me say something, right? And I know I get long-winded, right? I don't watch Hidden Color. I'm not gonna disparage Tariq. He does a lot of good work online. He's good at exposing celebrities and everything. That's what he's good for. You know what I'm saying? So you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. On the other hand, I would get a headache if I tried to listen to a Hidden Color thing with that same guy up there with the braids in his head. You know what I'm saying? You know that clown. You know what I'm saying? That he's Aboriginal American, and they're gonna get their land back in America and all this kind of stuff. He's a Moor. How you go from Moor to Native American to commit to all this stuff to Asiatic. I lose track. You know, I lose track. Anything but you say I'm African, those are fighting words. You know, fighting words. Those
brother. The term Africa, that comes from Scorpio Africanus, brother. Yeah. How you named yourself after the Greek The Greek.
Yeah. It's a typical Africanus.
Yeah.
Africanus just means a student of Africa. That was a recognized term. You had Leo Africanus. His real name was Giovanni, right? In the I think in the 13th century, and the Scipio Africanus was a little earlier. These men traveled throughout Africa and West Africa particularly, and they were students of the continent. So they named the term Africanus. That means just a student or observer of Africa. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean super Africa. I just went over there and I named the continent Africa. Come on, you stupid fools, you know. And so I was like, look, you know, I said, well, it's called a blah 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 blah, you know.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. You know? I'm like, why don't you say,
so much trouble?
Nah, man, it's collar. It's collar.
Why don't you just say, let's say a word, African. You know what I'm saying? You put the you got to tie them down to a chair, right? And with loudspeakers like African. I bet you got you gotta sit there and die and melt and whatnot. He's like, you're African. And no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And then put pictures of Africans around. See, this is you. See, you know that kinky hair. That's you.
Yeah.
You know,
Cal, let me ask you something.
Yeah,
Cal, because I wanted to ask the girls this yesterday on the sister show. What happened in the conscious community that it got to all these different factions of, Hebrew Israelites?
You know why? What happened? The internet.
Is it just confusing the hell out of people?
You know what it is? I'll tell you right now. What it is the internet, right? What happened is this. I learned this a long time ago because they used to call me a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? When I used to go in some of their rooms and everything, and I got kicked out of some of these conscious groups.
You were a troublemaker.
Yeah, they say I was a troublemaker. Anyway, I go in there and they was like, Colin, you got a bad vibe from that dude. I just asked questions, Anyway, it's easy to divide these dudes, right? If somebody will say, you can have a whole group of people that let's say they're down for Malcolm X, whatever like that, right? You're down for Malcolm X, right? You could say Malcolm X was 6'3", right? You'll have a certain amount of people believing 6'3", and then you could make a fake profile and say, no, I work with a group that says Malcolm X was 6'2", right? Some people would get down with the 6'3", 6'2", and next thing you know, you keep just throwing little flames at it, and next thing you know, you got two warring camps. The people who believe he was 6'3" and the people who believe he was 6'2", and they'll go at it and they'll break off. They'll form different camps. I went with the group that says like that. Every little thing will divide them. Why? Because they never have a real end goal. You know what I'm saying? The reason why the BAIO and Holub and I have many different debates over the years. Before you guys came, there used to be wars between Colin and Holub. We ain't always been like this. You know what I'm saying? Anybody wars between Colin and Holub. We would go at it for days. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is we know our bond is so strong, and what we believe is so strong and so deep. It's deeper than what we disagree with. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to be together. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it so strong. That's what makes it so strong because we absolutely believe in what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't find people that do this. We're doing this because we have jobs. Everything. Look how far the BAOs come, and we're all doing this part time. We haven't taken any money.
Yeah, I'm at work right now.
People, BIO, this, BIO. We're a social network.
It's a social network.
We dare to say that we should have a nation of our own. We dare to put up maps. You know what I'm saying? Like Dundada was saying in the show, there's people carving up the continent as we speak. And we got to sit here arguing with Negroes when we should get a piece of it. We got to ask. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. And it gets me the people that we're fighting against. I mean, take your show, Belle. But the people we're fighting against are the people that should be the first. I don't get that.
Yeah, I was talking yesterday about that. I'm like, I don't understand this. Like, you would benefit the most from this, and it's just do they feel defeated? Is it like just being beat all these years and not winning, not having an agenda?
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
No way this can happen.
That's exactly what it is. They're like the whole thing is this. Like I've studied years ago when I was with the Chicago Science Institute of Learning the Roots people. This was back 24 years ago, okay? And as a young man, I used to go and sit in these classes and these lectures and everything, and they were talking about the technology that's not being shared with the world. It's called technological apartheid, as we called it back then. The philosopher, German philosopher Friedrich Schiller, if people look him up one, he had a philosophy that believed it was two philosophies at the time, right? One, Europeans believed science is a European thing. Natives and Africans and everything have no right to the modern world, whatever like that. That's the Europe thing. Then Schiller believed that science and everything should be shared with people, regardless of how much money you have. That everybody has a right to the modern conveniences of life and the blessings of science and everything. They belong to posterity and mankind. And then there's other people. Why do you think right now you look in Africa, that philosophy still goes on right now? Why do you think you got people in the 21st century who still don't have running water? Unacceptable. People still don't have access to railways. People who still don't have access to a power grid. Why? Because everybody in the black world, their mind is on everything but on sports and everything else, getting rich and everything, while the Europeans and the Asians are mastering this thing called building infrastructure. That's the foundation. That gives you legitimacy and stability on the earth. Infrastructure allows you to live in a place and not have to migrate every 5 years because you're starving. Infrastructure allows you to build modern food systems, modern education systems, modern ways of living, conveniences, and everything. There's more. There's better for people. People don't understand the world's not overpopulated. The world's underpopulated. People are moving towards better cities and cleaner cities and all these things right there with science and technology, and people are living longer. But there's people that believe that if you give people the ability to have a modern way of life, they're going to live longer and they're not going to cash out. They're going to keep reproducing. There's too many people on the planet. That is freaking nonsense. There's too many people on the planet is a farce. Do you know less than 10%? If you took all the people on the African continent, I don't think it could fit in one half of one country. That and 12 million square miles are unoccupied. Matter of fact, less is even more, because as Africa's problem is the people are sparsed out all over the place. You got a country like Namibia, 2 million people, and the bottom line, they're all over the place. You got to have, in order for you to have modernization, you have to have large numbers of people living in a concentrated area. That means that people have to move in cities and plan communities, right? And that's that. So this idea that there's not enough space goes out the door. So therefore, city living, modern living, and all those things and everything are in our favor. And we're talking about building a nation. Less is more. And so, so like I said, people, what it is, we've been studying this stuff for decades now. City planning, nation building, the new smart cities and all stuff like that. So therefore, in our mind, that's building a nation is not a problem. It's getting people, convincing people that they should have a nation. And so a lot of these people who think they're going to have a nation with Asia, which is insanity, they think they're going to do it right here and all stuff like that. And like Holub was saying the other night on when he was on the show with Dinus, he was saying that the reason why we're angry with the Zionists, I hate the Zionists, because you don't have a Zionist plan of your own. The reason why you get the Mexicans and everything, they're sending all the money, they're taking all the jobs, because you don't have an agenda. All these people, I'll talk about LGBT. They're a force now. You know what I'm saying? They're a force now. They have an agenda. Yes, they're succeeding because why? They're organized and they're getting what they want. Don't get mad at the feminists. Don't get mad at LGBT. Don't get mad at the Ku Klux Klan. Don't get mad at anybody that's organized and achieving their goals, because you're not organized and you don't have an end game and you could achieve your goals. That's why we're angry and we lashed out at everybody. I've never seen anything like this in my life. You could bring up any group of people and black people will find a conspiracy that those people did us wrong. I dared to mention John McCain. Face. I just knew what was going to happen. I just do this sometimes to test the water. Right, everybody's an expert on John McCain. He did this call. And I'm like, I knew it was going to happen. That's why I do it. You know what I'm saying? I say, okay, watch how many expert Negroes, Negro scholars on John McCain come up. And they Google John McCain. He did this. Now everybody's an expert on John McCain. I can put up any topic, right? Because I dare, I be the one that dare to put up things that people aren't popular. That's what I do. I put things up to piss people off. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't known me right now, that's what I do. This. Like I said, if I was not pissing you off, I would not be doing my job. My job is not to be loved and liked. You know what I'm saying? However, I can be loved and everything, but to be liked is another thing. I could care less about being liked. Anytime I'm being liked, I believe that people's trying to get over on me. That's the way I am. So I'd rather have people hate me. I'd rather have people, cursing me out online and call, I hate your guts and everything. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my job. And you got to keep doing your job. And nationhood pisses people off. It pisses people off. Like I said, the bottom line is this: people hate this idea. They wish they could turn on their computer and the BL social network disappears and everything like that. It's not going to happen. It's not.
Well, Kelly, the recent video that Dundada did with Hold Up, that's gonna piss him off. The land acquisition one, that's a good one.
I got through half of it. I mean, that was probably the best video we've ever done.
Yes. I don't know if Dundada's still in the chat.
Done very professional.
Full breakdown on everything, how the process works, what's the materials needed, what's the professionals that's needed. What, like, all of what's going to be, like, what it's going to depend on, the square footage, the mileage, the land type, everything. I love that.
And you know what that does? That's another thing.
It pisses people off.
You know why? And another thing is if you have this is what happens right here in Black America, right? You have a large number of Black people who are on the fence. This idea of a nation state is not anything new. More educated Black people say, something, that's not a bad idea. But what they scared of, right, is when they turn on the computer and they listen to Hebrew Israelites, like, I ain't going nowhere with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Really. So when they see nice, well-mannered brothers in the BAIO, they're saying, I can hang with them. And surprised I have not coming out. I have no hidden skeletons and everything. I've been seeing Colin for years now. And most people, before they even come to us, they say, yeah, I've been listening to Colin for years. I haven't changed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's consistent and Colt is consistent. Yeah. They would say anything. So there's not some monster lurking. It's like, we got you now. Now we're gonna make all women our slaves. They gotta, you know what I'm saying? All that. No, we treat everybody the same, women the same, and everything like that. Everybody's equal, and we believe in liberty, human rights, freedom of expression, all those things that we love about the things we do love about America. Let's keep those. Things that we hate about America, we're gonna leave those right here. And so the bottom line: freedom, human rights, civil rights, and dignity. Treating minorities, treating undesirable. What kind of culture that says already we're gonna treat our undesirables with human dignity? Mm-hmm. And we know who the undesirables are.
Oh, yeah.
The undesirable. We don't have to mention like that to piss some people off. But the undesirable, they're gonna have the same human dignity as anybody else, even foreigners, even white folks. I'm saying we'll treat you with human dignity and everything. We're gonna be the example of what a republic and everything do. Because why? Because we would disgrace our ancestors by being anything less. So when people understand your value system, they understand your morals, your values, and everything. They're saying, something. You know what I'm saying? I think I could join the BAIO, and I'm gonna get in where I fit in.
Exactly.
There's nobody oppressing me. There's nobody telling me this, that, and the other thing. We let people do what they want to do. Sometimes people post stuff, you don't get a response because people are like, But nobody's gonna beat you over the head. You know what I'm saying? We want more people posting stuff on the BAIO. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be. I want some more original ideas. Like you got this guy Eon and all. He got some original ideas. Dundada and stuff like that.
Oh my God, I did. It's amazing, like the amount of education that's shared on it. Like I am literally, when's this the posted classes I can get at University of San Francisco?
Right, I saw
neurology, neuroscience. I'm like, this advanced my field. Engineering classes, all of this stuff. One dude literally posted something that I would have to get another master's degree to get. He posted how to build a community health center from the ground up.
That's what I do.
Every detail.
That's what I do. I do healthcare and whatnot, and I have ideas. I had a dinner with some of the top officials in Humana the other night when he was asking my opinion about different healthcare plans. How can we improve and stuff like that? How can we get better results? And stuff like that, and he asked me, okay, because we've been in the business so long, and I'm one of the top agents in Virginia, and so he's, so therefore having a modern healthcare system is core essential to the infrastructure.
You want that. The technology is advancing. It's out there. It's not that hard to get. I'm training on new equipment. That's why I'm coming to New York to do some additional training.
Right.
But it could be done. It's not even really that.
Another thing too. Something right here in Virginia. The Virginia Premier and several other companies, VCU, the healthcare field is dominated by Black females. You know what I'm saying?
You see?
Black female, African American females. You know what I'm saying? It is in the medical field. It's unbelievable. You know,
And it's so many of us. There's a lot of us.
And it's all of us. I said to myself, I said, look, the Africans, they always tell me what they need is medical. The medical systems in a shambles. What if we could build our medical facilities to train and duplicate all around the continent? You know, like I said, we have much to offer Africa in our education and our skills. You know, that's one thing that's vital that we have already. You know, is access to modern healthcare companies and healthcare systems, clinics. You know what I'm saying? There's people design. I remember this white girl I met a couple of years ago. She was I don't know how she did with this, but she had the idea of building clinics, right? Just makeshift clinics in trailers, right? And little trailers, right? Where they have everything.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
And she would sit down at like different companies there. We don't have a lot of big companies in Virginia, but the thing is, the company would pay for the medical stuff, right? As like a pay-go, like, you know, part of the payroll, whatever like that. And they would build the insurance companies, so the companies would not have to go get a special healthcare plan. They would just pay for each employee out of pocket, whatever like that, and all of a sudden the government will cover the rest. You know what I'm saying? So she said, yeah, they'll have basic checkups and everything like that. So in other words, they wouldn't have to go to the doctor for basic primary care, you know, and stuff like that. And
that's a big one too, to make it in trailers too. That's super smart. I even saw a story in like the same white girl. She went and built a medical clinic in Kenya.
Yeah.
So they feel comfortable enough to do this.
Stuff that you could duplicate. You know what I'm saying?
Stuff I was like, she does what I do.
You have the EKG machine in there. You got the some of the triage and stuff like that, all there in the thing, even a dental lab, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All in one place, you know, where you could duplicate, you know, stuff like that, you know, and make it turnkey. You know, turnkey.
And the demand is there. They need people. Every time we get more people, that you think they hire more people, it's still more people that's needed.
Yeah. So any country that wants to develop has to get their healthcare system, because the most important part of the infrastructure is the human resources, you know, and taking care of your human needs, you know, the human thing. Yeah, it means good healthcare, good primary care, good pharmaceuticals, and all the stuff like that. You know, basic therapeutic things and everything like that, and step therapy and all these things like that, with different testing of different drugs and everything to cure illnesses and everything like that. Because in Africa, you're going to have different things like diseases and stuff like that lie dormant. People don't really understand that. There's diseases that lie in the ground. You know what I'm saying? You don't know until you kick them up. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready for that. You know?
Hey, Kyla, I gave you a whole 25 minutes. You will get to claim your time.
All right.
Tomorrow.
It's late for you, Dinah.
So what we're going to do, we'll close out, you know, so.
All right.
Like I said, Kyla, you have your time, your 2 hours tomorrow. We will have.
We're gonna rock and roll with the College Genesis tomorrow night.
Yeah, 2 hours. So you get to reclaim your time tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Belle, anything you want to share in closing?
No, I mean, one, I love all of you guys in the chat. You guys are hilarious. But yes, real peace and love to everyone in there, to my BAIO family. I can't be more thankful that I bypassed all the minutia bullshit. Apparently that all of you guys went through within the conscious community. But I thank you for letting me bypass all of that and join an organization that has solutions, that has an end game, that knows what the Black agenda is, and really working towards doing that. Because I've met some wonderful sisters and wonderful brothers there. I love them like they're my own siblings. So, and I'm looking forward to us building together. So peace and love, family. Love you guys all.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Kyla will be back on tomorrow. 2 hours.
2 hours.
Tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kyla will be rocking. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like, share. Everyone who super chatted.
Before Kyla goes, he has to say "rise up."
Oh, go ahead, Kyla. Right.
Oh yeah. By the way, I said something today. I was thinking about it. Right. I was saying, oh my God, this is funny. This is funny. This was funny. This was hilarious. I almost crashed my car. I'm thinking about this. It had something to do with the ride. I said, look, man, you know, people thinking they're gonna rise up against the BAIO or not, and stuff like that. You know, I was thinking about that today. You gonna rise up when that, man, Negro, sit your ass down. You know.
Okay, with that being said, y'all, Call it Thanos on tomorrow. Everyone like, share the video. Make sure you go to Search for Who on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, search for who.com, DynasMirror.com, Amazon.com, search name Dynasty Mirror. Please buy a book. Until next time, family, which will be tomorrow night. Peace.
Peace, brother.
Peace, family. Love you guys.
Peace.